The idea behind this one is the ability to like fade in or fade out a pattern without, not with the mixer, but by kind of reducing or increasing the density of the pattern. So basically, if I'm fading it out, I'm removing notes. If I'm fading it in, I'm adding notes. And fading in versus fading out is controlled with this button over here. And then the number of sort of loops of the pattern over which we perform that fading in or fading out is this generation. So if I say 2 generations, right now I'm fading in, and you can see that there are several like muted notes. If I wanted to fade out, then I would just switch this and it would go the other way. I can also use this probabilistic mode, which basically all this means is instead of using muting to fade in or fade out, what we'll do instead is use chance. So basically now what we do is we're fading in, and if we look at the we're fading out, and if we look at the chance, we have maximum probability on all of these notes in the first clip, but in the second clip we have 0 for a bunch of them. And we can use this little pattern generator to generate that set of values that basically form the kind of final state. So if I want to develop over more generations, you can see that my probability values down here are going from maximum and then kind of interpolating over time to the minimum. You can also just draw in here if you want to. But those settings will be overridden if you use these controls down here. And this is just a little Euclidean guy. And then you can also kind of like change the range of all of them with these triangle guys over here on the right. This one is I will say it's a little bit, there's an issue with it, which is basically that in live, when you're using these MIDI transformers, there's kind of the ever-present question of what should I transform? Should I transform the initial thing that you had in here, which was, if I Command Z a million times, this? Or should I transform what's actually in front of you post-transformation? And the way that Live handles this question is basically if you manually edit the clip, or you change to another clip and come back, or you change to another transformer and come back, or even if you change things like the selection region or the loop markers, then it will start to use the thing that you're seeing in front of you as the thing that gets transformed. With this device, that can be a little bit confusing, and you're going to have to Command Z sometimes if you want to change this loop marker position, because that can't be done, unfortunately, either through the MIDI tools. So I'm hoping that Ableton adds an update that will allow me, number one, to, when a MIDI transformer transforms, that I can also do things like set this, because you have to do that manually. And then also perhaps give either the Max for Live developer, or even better, the user, some more control over when that transformation happens, or that change happens to transforming the old thing versus transforming the new thing. But if I play this for you, you can see there's just less and less going on. And if we extend out, by the way, all the way to one more bar, then we can just fade out to nothing. And this is a situation where I got to Command Z and then set these values. And let's do the develop. And let's increase the density, or actually decrease it, so that we have more that gets canceled out early on. And then we'll go and adjust this loop marker. So it's this pattern that kind of becomes itself over time.